A doctor named Prabhat from the city arrived in a rural village, hoping to improve its medical facilities and serve the villagers, who lacked even basic healthcare. When he arrived, he was greeted by an attendant named Futani. Looking at the village's condition, Futani assumed the doctor would pack his bags and leave within a day. However, the doctor was determined and immediately asked to be taken to the primary health center, PHC. To his shock, there wasn't even a proper road leading to the PHC. The entire approach had been converted into farmland, with crops growing on government land right up to the building. Even the PHC signboard had been dismantled and was lying abandoned on the ground. The doctor told Futani, "Call the man who's farming on government land." An elderly farmer soon arrived. With a completely innocent face, he denied everything. "My fields are 2 plots away from the government building," he said confidently. The doctor nodded. "Fine. Then I'll have all the crops growing on government land cut down." The old farmer instantly changed expressions. He threw himself dramatically onto the ground and cried, "You'll have to walk over my dead body before you destroy a poor farmer's hard work." Not wanting to create a scene on his very first day, the doctor sighed and said, "Fine. I'm not cutting anything." The old man immediately sprang to his feet as if nothing had happened and warned, "Just remember, if you ever think of cutting those crops again, I'll do this all over again." After witnessing the world's fastest recovery from a near-death performance, the doctor silently followed Futani for tea. While having tea, the doctor asked Futani to call all the PHC staff. Soon, the ward boy, Govind, and the sweeper arrived on a motorcycle wearing spotless, fashionable clothes that looked more suitable for a wedding than a government hospital. The sweeper casually announced that cleaning the PHC is just one of the many responsibilities he handles, and since he is very busy he will be leaving now. Without waiting for a response, he got back on the bike and disappeared. A little later, the nurse arrived and introduced herself as Indu. She led the doctor across the fields to the PHC. Looking at the staff, the doctor said, "From tomorrow, wear clothes suitable for walking through fields and no more lungis." When they entered the PHC, the doctor's heart nearly stopped. The building was in complete ruins. There wasn't even a fan on the ceiling. Dust covered every surface, and the medical and surgical equipment had rusted beyond recognition. Nothing looked usable. He walked into the delivery room, looked around in disbelief, and asked, "Where does deliveries even take place and if this room isn't fit for one?" The nurse replied matter-of-factly, "At home. Whether it's a normal delivery or a cesarean." The doctor stared at her, unsure whether he had heard correctly. To make matters worse, a rat casually ran across the room and began chewing on the already destroyed equipment. Futani, trying to lighten the mood, said, "Sir, I only check patients' blood pressure. I don't need all these machines." Then he looked at the doctor and grinned. "But judging by your face, your blood pressure is very high." The doctor was not amused. Determined to restore the PHC, he declared, "That field has to go. We'll clear the government land and build a proper road." He turned to Futani and Govind. "If no one else will do it, I'll do it myself." Just as they stepped outside, the auto driver who had brought the doctor to the village overheard the conversation. "I'll take care of the field," he offered. "Just give me 500 rupees." The doctor immediately agreed. The driver calmly opened his auto, pulled out a chainsaw as if he carried one every day, and started cutting the crops. Unfortunately, the old farmer happened to be nearby, relieving himself in the fields. The moment he heard the chainsaw, he turned around, saw his precious crops falling, and exploded with rage. He grabbing whatever he could find and hurling it at them. The doctor, Futani, Govind, and the auto driver ran for their lives. Later, while recovering over another cup of tea, the doctor decided enough was enough. He marched to the local police station, where he found the inspector fast asleep. After waking him up, the doctor complained that a farmer had illegally occupied government land and blocked access to the PHC. The sleepy inspector yawned and replied, "Wait 15 days. The crops will be harvested by then. After that, do whatever you want." The doctor firmly refused. "If you don't take action, I'll report this to your seniors. You might get demoted even further." That sentence instantly erased the inspector's sleep. Having no choice, he visited the farmer's house that very night and ordered him to remove the crops from the government land. The farmer, thoroughly intoxicated, began shouting angrily at the inspector without the slightest fear. However, the moment the inspector calmly said, "Fine. Then I'll arrest you," the old man's courage disappeared. He reluctantly agreed to clear the crops growing on government property and finally restore the road leading to the PHC.